We're getting into the business end, aren't we?
C Mile Race. It's high quality. We'll introduce them as they get underway. So it's a field of 10, but it's a very strong field of 10. In 2, Newcastle runners Ian Fletcher. In 3 from Ryde, Adam Brunch. 4 from Sydney Uni, Obsa Youssef. 5 from UTS North, Leo Pearson. In 8 from Newcastle Flyers, Kyle Pinkerton. 9 did the pacing job for Ollie Hall last week in that K race from Bankstown, Ben Jagger. 10 from Bankstown, Harm Shap. 11 from Kembla Joggers, Max Stapley. And 12, the triple all-schools champion from Trinity Athletics, young 14-year-old Luca Gillard. And this will be a good race. All these guys are featuring prominently in B and C championship races, so you'd say this was a very legit C championship New South Wales race.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw it at 3K champs, didn't we, in particular? That race always so deep, and a couple of the Newcastle and Kembla boys here sitting on the front. So hip number 11, Max Stapley from Kembla Joggers, just sitting on the front of Ian Fletcher from Newcastle, and then back on the inside, that looks like a Ride singlet, I think.
Kyle Pinkerton from Flyers.
Pinkerton, right. Yep. So hip number, that is in fact Adam Brunch of Ride in hip number 3, just on the inside. And then sitting on the outside is the famous backward baseball cap of Ben Jagger. Don't need to mark that one down. Then comes the Bankstown pair of Harm Sharp, and just sitting in behind him as well. I'm just looking for another Bankstown singlet, which doesn't appear to be on here. But hip number 4 there as well.
Addition to the
Youssef,
field. Yeah. I think that
Sydney
might be
University.
Liam Hinchcliffe, actually.
It is, yep. Yeah, I think there's just been a shift there, so we'll write that down. But round the back straight, second time, 140 or so through the 609. The same pair on the front of the field. It's Stapley and Fletcher. Jagger has now moved his way into third place. Better get him a Bankstown singlet. And Obsa Youssef is sitting there in position number 4 for the famous All Whites of Sydney University, though he's donned the black shorts in the rain.
Leo Pearson just making a move on the outside there in the red of UTS North, and Pinkerton actually just finds himself in the lead here for Newcastle Flyers as he edges around the shoulder of Max Stapley of Kembla Joggers. So it is Pinkerton from Stapley, and then Ben Jagger, then Youssef, then Peterson, then Shap and Fletcher to Hinchcliffe. There's the top 8 at the moment, and they're all within contention, aren't they? Beautiful show of them going down the back straight. Even Luca Gillard, the young 14-year-old from Trinity, having a great run so far. He finds himself in contention as well. We'll see what he can do in the later stages of this race. But now Ben Jagger, the 800-metre specialist, that had to be said, in backwards baseball cap. Michael DiStefano trying to recreate that in the community races. Well, here's the real thing here today in the men's C mile race. He now finds himself at the front of the field as he moves past Kyle Pinkerton.
Stapley was the early leader and has just sort of faded into third place, slipping back on the rail there. Dangerous to do. Peterson's running well for Norse, getting up onto the shoulder of the early leader now. Obsa Youssef is just sitting there behind them, and Harm Sharp's is just hanging around like a pest in that 5th or 6th place as well. Jagger's going to take the lead through the bell at about 3:13 or so. Then just sitting on the front of Fletcher, who's been second for most of the race for Newcastle. Peterson has been back in the field, but now moves his way into a position of prominence in third. Then Youssef, early leader Stapley falling back, and as I said, Harm Sharp's hanging around. He's moving up into 5th position now, but Jagger is off the front. Youssef is the one that looks the biggest threat in second for Sydney University. So heading up the back straight. Jagger from Youssef, gap of about 10 metres or so as we come out, and Harm Sharp, as I mentioned, big finish coming, moves his way into third position for Bankstown.
Obsa Youssef absolutely flying. He tries to get around the shoulder of Jagger. It's going to be hard to do on the curve. He might have to wait until the straight. Jagger starts to respond now. Can Youssef get past him? He's trying to. Oh, a bit of a clash of arms, but Jagger holds his positioning. Going to be a photo finish here, I reckon. Jagger and Youssef coming down to the line. Jagger's going to hold on comfortably. Great run by Jagger. He takes out the men's SEMA. Obsa Youssef, valiant second. Good finish by Pinkerton for third. Harmshat fourth. Pearson fifth. Stapley sixth. As the rest of the field comes across the line, including young Luca Gillard. Another fantastic run for the 14-year-old out of Trinity. But Oh, great race out in front. Ben Jagger, Yusuf came hard, and we know how good Yusuf's kick is, but Jagger just holding him off on the inside, and a good last 50 by him to take the win.
Battle of the 800 metre speed at the end, wasn't it? So confirmation of Ben Jagger's win in 4:13.72 ahead of the all-white Sydney University's Obsa Yusuf in 4:13.1. Kyle Pinkerton, I think I called him as Fletcher during the run, so apologies for that, but Pinkerton ran second most of the run, finished in third for the Flyers in 4:16, and Harm Sharp of Bankstown ran a smart race and put himself well up the order in the last 400 to run fourth in 4:16, and Peterson was solid coming home in 4:17 for the red of UTS Norths. As we move now to the women's B race, so now we're really starting to get to the business end of the program. I think the ladies are still just getting their hip numbers organised, and